everyone! Today I'm filming a video dedicated to people who spend their life feeling different. Now, of course, we're all different. Nobody's not different. But I'm referring to the people who feel like they don't have a sense of belonging or feel like an outcast. Now, if you feel this way, you obviously probably feel quite misunderstood. And feeling misunderstood can lead to feelings of loneliness and disconnection, because you can be desperate to find somebody who understands you, or desperate to find somebody who you can relate to, or who won't judge you for who you are or what you have been through. And this can be hurtful for some people, to live in this state where they're so misunderstood that they feel disconnected. Sometimes it can be a good thing. And what I mean by that is, if you are misunderstood a lot of the time, then you're more likely to be understanding to others, because you don't want anyone to feel the same way you have. Therefore, you're more likely to be kind and compassionate, and to listen to people and validate people and not judge people, so that you can create a safe space where people feel like they can open up to you about things and you can help people. So sometimes being misunderstood can, help you grow, because it can make you a nicer person, although it is still very difficult. What I would tell people is that if you're misunderstood, it means you're different. Again, everyone is, but it means you're different in a way that other people don't really know what to make of it. But that can be a good thing, because you wouldn't want to be like everyone else. You have to be different from the world to make a difference to the world. That's a saying, and I think that's true, because the world needs people who think outside the box, who do things differently, who see things differently, who test societal boundaries, who don't conform. Like, the world needs this now more than ever, because these are the people who make a change and allow the world to actually move forward. People may ridicule you for the way you do things or the way you think, but you may feel like an outsider or a misfit or an oddball or whatever you call it. Embrace that, because that means you have something that you can change the world with. Some people who are misunderstood may face a lot of prejudice. People may underestimate them or make assumptions about them that aren't true. But the good thing is, if people do underestimate you, you can prove them wrong, prove their assumptions wrong, because you don't want to let what anyone else thinks of you determine what you think you can and can't do. Because that's coming from their perception, their level of understanding, and by being different, it was never actually a bad thing in the first place. Other people might say it is, but maybe they're just too afraid to, step outside the box themselves. So I think that it's actually a beautiful thing to be different in whatever way, and to, accept your weird and wonderful self, as you might call it, because the world needs it. And, by trying not to be different, you suppress your authentic self. And when you do that, you miss out on things within you, maybe certain abilities or passions which you could use to help others and make a difference. You may not be aware of them yourself if you're maybe subconsciously hiding them, or maybe you just spend so much time trying to do what's expected of you that you don't discover who you really are. And this can be, very upsetting for some people and can hinder people's growth. So when you are free enough, you feel free enough to be yourself, it's beautiful, because you are who you are for a reason. There's only one of you, and you have something that no one else can give to the world. That's why you're here. But I think that when you're courageous enough to embrace your differences and show them to the world, you can definitely do something with that. That's amazing. And another thing is, you are never broken. Some people are conditioned, again, to think they have to be a certain way. That's false. But that leaves people feeling broken. But you never have to change yourself. Life isn't about changing yourself to fit into a box, or changing yourself to be worthy, or changing yourself to be acceptable, or anything like that. Life's about feeling comfortable in your own skin and, accepting yourself. Also, yes, transforming and evolving is a vital part of life. But that doesn't mean changing yourself. It means to, just keep going forward and use what you have to do what you can, and to be more authentic in yourself, and to be more loving and have healthier, traits and stuff, but it doesn't mean that you need to change who you are in the slightest. You don't want to change who you are, because you are who you are for a reason. And I think that there's also, where you are now in your journey in life, you may not be happy with where you are. You may feel like you are either behind or not where you're meant to be. But I can assure you that there is no specific path that everyone has to take in life. That would be very, very boring. Whatever's happening in your life is probably something that you can use to grow from. Because if we were literally just a kid and then we're already, evolved and, know stuff, we already grown, there'd be no point in having life's journey, really. So, if you feel like you have such a long way to go, or that you aren't in a evolved or good state of your life, then know that that's definitely not the end, and that this situation may be happening because you can learn something from it, or it just demonstrates your growth over time. So I think that's important to remember as well. But remember, the one thing, you're not broken, and you never have to become a better version of yourself. That doesn't exist, because your worth is inherent. Your worth as a human being, no matter what you do or don't do. So, just keep being yourself and allow yourself to be misunderstood sometimes. It's difficult because you always want to explain yourself and validate yourself and make yourself feel understood, but sometimes the most important thing is actually understanding yourself and being okay that you might be misunderstood sometimes, because although it might be uncomfortable, you know yourself best, and it isn't always necessary to try and force everyone to understand you. Don't make anyone let you feel like you have to change, or that you are wrong as you are, or that you need to be different from who you actually are in some way, because that would be trading your authenticity for, approval, and that just kind of shows your subconscious that, you need to hide who you are, which you don't. So I think the main message of this video is obviously just be yourself. That's the most important thing, because, there's no right way to be. You don't have to be a certain way. You can just do what you want to do with your life and grow along the way, really.